Touch Dilek, welcome to Celebrating Lhakar. Lhakar or White Wednesday, traditionally considered the sole day of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, is observed on every Wednesday. On this day, Tibetans across the globe celebrate it in different ways. Today, I'm very much pleased to have Mr. Cees Purpa, who is not a Tibetan yet celebrates Lhakar in his own ways by organizing peaceful demonstrations in front of Chinese embassy in London for Tibet. Welcome to Tibettv, Mr. Cees Purpa. Since you are a Lhakar activist, all Lhakar activists observe the White Wednesday by engaging in different activities related to Tibetan culture, politics, and heritage. Sir, what do you do on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, every week, myself and a small group gather at the Chinese embassy for our weekly vigil. So we have Tibetan flags, banners, and like I said, we are there every Wednesday for 2 hours. So the Chinese know that we are always there and that we are watching them and letting them know that we won't forget Tibet and that we always will stand up for Tibet.
Sir, what made you a Lhakar activist and when did you start joining Tibetan People's Movement, sir?
I joined in 2008, although I had been to many other gatherings before, but I never heard about protests, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have joined much earlier. But in 2008, when the torch came to London, I joined the protest there all day, 3 different protests. And then I heard about the vigil. And that's when I started going every week. So that's been 2008. So it's nearly 13 years now.
Sir, you have been carrying out Lhakar activism since many years ago, as you mentioned. What does Lhakar mean to you and to Tibetan people for their freedom movement, sir?
Well, to me, it means that in my own little way, I do something for Tibet every day. And I think it's just to try and keep Tibet alive and the interest in Tibet, and to show the Chinese that we will always be there to let them know they're being watched and that we will always stand up for Tibet.
Sir, as a part of your Lhakar activism, you have been organizing a protest in front of Chinese embassy in London. So my question is, did you face any difficulties or challenges in observing Lhakar? If yes, what kind of challenges and how did you overcome them, sir?
Well, we haven't really had that many, but sometimes, of course, if somebody, usually an outsider who joins up once or comes down once, they go close to the embassy, I mean, cross the road where we shouldn't go. And then straight away the embassy phones the police and they're within 1 minute. And they start asking us a few questions and all that sort of thing. And sometimes we have Chinese spies or even some trying to pretend they're Tibetan. But the one giveaway is that they always start asking your name straight away and they want your phone numbers and all that. And I've known many, many Tibetans for many years. And so far, never anybody has particularly asked for my phone number and for my name. So we just sort of give them made up names and sort of just send them away and they never come again. But the big joke is that we give them a flag to hold or a banner to hold, which obviously for them is quite painful. It's a little bit like you're giving them a burning rod of iron, but they have to do it for, keep up the pretense. But otherwise, it's usually it's okay. We get encouragement from people, sometimes arguments, but we sort of muddle through, give out some leaflets if people want, and we try and keep Tibet alive.
Sir, since Lhakar activism is a part of Tibetan non-violent movement, so my question is, how important do you think is the role of non-violence in Tibetan people's movement against China, sir?
Yeah, I think it very important that, we are non-violent and that Tibetans are non-violent, because the Chinese side is so violent and so abusive that obviously we don't want to be on the same level as them. So that's why, there's no menace even towards the Chinese people, only towards the Chinese government. And, I'm 100% for non-violence.
Sir, my last question is about His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. As you are aware, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama is regarded as a beacon of peace around the world. So, how do you think the relevance of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's message on peace, love, and compassion, sir?
Well, I think it's very, very important, because I think, in my opinion, His Holiness the Dalai Lama is the only person at the moment who speaks out for peace, because I can't think really of anybody else. And, I think that very, very important, because the world is becoming very sort of selfish and violent. So it's important for somebody like the Dalai Lama to speak up for peace, because unfortunately he's a little bit of a lone voice in the wilderness. And if I may sort of add as well that the Dalai Lama is also very much into green issues, which are very, very important. So I think, therefore, he's a fantastic ambassador for peace, and really, at the moment, the only one, I feel.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, we're going to end our discussion here. I would like to thank you for your time with us. Thank you so much and Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Tashi Dele.
Tashi Delek, sir.